Welcome to Sips and Spirits, a podcast for those who love spirits of both the alcoholic and spectral kinds. I am your hostess, one of two co-hosts, Chelsea.
And I'm our co-host, Eric. A little disclaimer before I get started. I don't memorize my notes, like she does. We're not historians. Any facts or stories presented are from various sources, and we mean no disrespect if something is not presented 100% accurate. We make no claims that these tales are true. We just want them to be spooky and interesting in their nature.
Why does yours still have in their nature? I thought I took that out.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, I don't memorize my notes. I just memorize the intro, which after you say it so many times, you've got it down pat, right?
Nope.
So we are not mixologists on that note. Cocktails and spirits are tasted for the first time during an episode recording unless noted otherwise. We have not tried this. We have never tried a mezcal, and we're very, very excited
Never tried a mezcal.
give this a go because Eric is our resident tequila connoisseur.
Connoisseur. I like tequila. I like drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert. I just drinking.
This should be very fun to
I drink
really
and I know things.
delve into a spirit we really don't know much about.
Nope.
So what are we drinking today? Today, we are calling upon a syrup. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should try again. And here he was like saying, I've memorized all my notes.
I jinxed you.
He jinxed me. It happens to me every time. Someone gives me a compliment and then it's like it's all downhill from there.
What are you, chopper?
What?
Keep going.
Okay. Today, we are calling upon a spirit from Mezcal Sombra in Santiago, Matalan, Oaxaca, Mexico. Oaxaca. Shoot. And I'm practicing today to make sure I said it right. Oaxaca, Mexico. We are using their Sombra Joven to summon the old skull.
Ooh.
Speaking of this old skull, no summoning is complete without a little fire.
Ooh, yeah.
So we learned quite a few new skills with this cocktail. And one of them is it has a very unique garnish. So it required the smoke of a cinnamon stick and a dehydrated lime wheel. So I learned how to dehydrate a lime wheel. So we're going to go ahead and light our cinnamon stick so that smoke is as fresh as possible. Hopefully this catches on fire.
It doesn't start
It
fire
should.
alarms?
Cinnamon is supposed to be quite flammable.
Flammable.
Hopefully it's not like too old.
Flammably. Slide it.
I'm trying.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, and because it's burning, I'm going to just drop it in there.
There we go.
All right, your turn.
Oh, I got it on my own? Shoot.
You want me to do it?
That's cool. I'll do my own.
All right, so smoke is the garnish, which is very interesting.
Smoke. When you told me smoke was a garnish, I was like, do I need to light a cigar?
I know. He was like, we can't smoke in the house. All right. Yours did so much better than mine. What the heck?
A lot thinner. Here you go. Take that.
It was the same stick, just split in half.
Okay. Just not catch your bed on fire, please.
We're not going. You're fine. Oh my goodness.
Ladies first.
Thank you. All right. Whoa.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That just opened up all my sinuses.
There we go. Bottoms up.
Yeah.
You ready?
You ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's sweeter than I was expecting.
That's a weird bite.
Weird bite.
Not what I was expecting for a tequila cousin. But yeah, sweeter.
It starts off sweet, and then there's that smokiness.
And then there's that tequila burn.
And now it smells like incense in here.
Incense. Close that up. Okay. You want to try this old school?
The old skull. I heard, do you want to try this old school? I was like, how do we do this old school?
Old school. Old school.
All right.
Ready? And cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's delightful.
That is very delightful.
Not a. So when I think,
I might do a different bitter, I think.
yeah, more citrus bitter.
So, I don't know. We got to complain to the mixologists who are sharing these cocktail recipes on the websites or what, but we need to be more specific when we say bitters, guys.
Yeah, there's so many different options. You can make bitters out of anything.
Last time it was the sexton just saying bitters, citrus bitters, and it's like, ironically,
Afterwards.
not too long ago, we actually found a bottle of citrus, specifically citrus bitters.
We should have picked it up.
We should have. But we were just like, really?
Really?
That would have ended all our effort.
Mm-hmm. And this one just said bitters.
And this one said bitters. So citrus, fruit, what? So we went with Angostura bitters. Because that's supposed to be like a multi-citrus, but also like kind of flavorful. Thought it might work because I knew what the tasty notes are supposed to be for the mezcal, so that's why I picked the Angostura. But I almost feel like we need to do like more specifically like a lime.
Yeah,
bitter.
I was thinking like a sour syrup.
Mm-hmm. Or even like a cinnamon bitters.
Cinnamon bitter. I was just thinking, what do watermelon bitters taste like?
I don't know.
Would that be good? I was like, when I was trying to find this recipe to like see what to get the ingredients pretty. I was like, they make a lot of margaritas with this stuff.
I wonder, are there any vanilla bitters? Because it uses the vanilla simple syrup.
Yeah.
That might be
smell
good
the smoke.
Oh, you know what also would be good? Those black walnut bitters that we have.
Yeah.
That might be good with this. But so, just saying bitters in your recipe is a bit vague. We did it with the Angostura. So, you guys let us know what you tried and we'll go from there, yeah?
It's interesting. There's a lot of flavors I get. I think the last flavor.
I like it. It's like totally different from drinking this.
Different from drinking this. If you notice the colors of our cocktails, those who watching YouTube, hers is a little less black than mine.
Yeah, well, we were experimenting because it wants you to add activated charcoal. And it said 1/4 of an ounce of it. And when I tried to convert that into like a teaspoon measurement, because we don't have a jigger with 1/4 of an ounce, it was saying 1.5 teaspoons, which seems like a lot.
Yeah.
So I only did 1 teaspoon in Eric's, and we did just like a sort of unmeasured half
A quarter
of the charcoal in mine.
We bathe solid.
And even in mine, I feel like there's still too much charcoal. There's a little bit of it in there, I think. I don't know if it's affecting the flavor. I'm curious if you notice.
You want to try mine?
Between mine, I don't think there's going to be a difference. I'm more paranoid about like my teeth turning black from the charcoal.
There is a little different taste.
Oh. Now, I wonder if it's different because of the order I poured my ingredients in,
right.
too. Because I did the bitters, the syrup, and then the tequila. The mezcal. Oh, it's not a tequila.
And then I did the
I like
mezcal.
how yours tastes, so maybe I didn't add enough charcoal.
Maybe. And then a mezcal syrup and then bitters. That's for a lot of bitters.
But you also got a good burn on your cinnamon stick.
I did.
And I'm tasting that. I don't get it as much in mine.
Anyway. What can you tell us about?
All right.
Yeah.
So, Sombra Mezcal is an artisanal spirit that forget it. I can't talk tonight. Episode's over, guys. See you next week. Or in 2 weeks.
Peace out.
All right. It's an artisanal spirit that respects the traditions of Oaxaca while pushing production practices to be sustainable, responsible, and beneficial to local government and economy. So in Mexico.
Okay.
Specifically in Santiago, Matalan. I'm saying that right? There's
Matalan.
the accent on the A?
Matalan, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Close enough.
Matatlan. Matatlan.
Matatlan.
Matatlan.
There we go.
Got it. All right. Using espadín agave from local farmers of the Oaxacan Sierra. Oh, sorry, it uses. I can't read my own notes. This is getting me already. Their belief is that the higher elevation of where the agave grows creates a more elegant spirit. Their agave is harvested from 8,000-foot elevations.
Okay.
So, yeah, they've tried doing at lower elevations, and they found the higher the elevation, the more classy the mezcal is.
That's a classic mezcal?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what a low barrel mezcal tastes like.
All right. So their piñas, which are the hearts of the agave plant, are buried in earth pits and baked over hot rocks for 4 days, then crushed with a tahona, fermented with yeast for 8 days, and distilled twice in copper pot stills. Sombra Joven reaches maturation around 7 to 9 years. So you could keep this bottle around if you want, and probably in the next 6 to 8 years it's going to be prime for drinking. So it's going to continue to age while it's in the bottle, almost like wine does.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Part of Sombra's mission is their sustainability, as I mentioned. So one of the ways they work in that sustainability is through using the byproducts of distillation, and then they upcycle them into adobe bricks to rebuild earthquake damaged homes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Or if there aren't any recent earthquake damage, they actually end up building homes to people who can't afford them.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
The bottles have reduced their weight and can be reused for water, juice, or mixers. So less weight means less cost to one produce. It's using less materials, having less of an impact.
It's a fancy mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it good
Like store your lime juices or
Right.
whatever.
I'm down with that.
It's a nice bottle.
It's a pretty bottle.
Another way they give back to the community is that they've started a free after-school program that's bi-weekly, and it's called Opening Doors. So the children who get to participate in this program get to learn Zapotec and English, computer skills, and dance.
Okay.
I'm guessing probably cultural dances to the area of Oaxaca.
Mm-hmm.
Sombra says that mezcal can be used in traditional tequila cocktails, but mezcal is a versatile spirit that adds an extra dimension of savory, smoky character, and depth. Joven claims to be spicy, fruity, with notes of citrus and hints of smoke.
Okay.
And that's about it for what I could find. So Sombra's biggest focus is their sustainability. They really like to show that off. On the bottle, we had a little tag. It says it's part of the 1% club, or I didn't include it in my notes, but it was just more on their whole sustainability. They work on animal rights. So traditionally that, what was that called? The tahona, usually it's pulled by a donkey or a horse. They have it run electrically, which is powered by solar power.
Nice. Very nice.
Every step of their process is done to reduce their carbon footprint. It's really cool how they're trying to take all their waste and repurpose it towards something else, because they were saying that majority of the waste that comes from creating mezcal is in the distillation process, where actually a lot of liquid gets tossed, or the fermentation process, as well as all the leftover parts of the piña. So instead they've managed to repurpose both that liquid and the piñas and create these mixtures for bricks, which I thought was really cool.
That is very cool.
Mm-hmm. But in regards to why Sombra, couldn't find much on that. these companies sure like to pick some pretty neat names, but not share a lot about what the creativity was behind it.
Oh, you know what Sombra means?
But Eric, you want to share that with us? And that's kind of why we picked up this bottle.
Well, Sombra means shadow.
Mm.
So, the shadow you cast or the shadow you sees. I was curious if you were going to say what Joven means. But it wasn't mentioned in your notes, but that's fine.
Wasn't in my notes.
Joven means young.
Oh, young?
Young.
Okay.
Yes, like I said, this can still age for a little while, kind of thing. As I'm drinking this, I was thinking a few thoughts about it. Number one, this cocktail is stirred, not shaken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how it tastes shaken.
Mm.
Number one. Number two, it's not a party cocktail.
No.
No, this is like
There's way too many steps for that.
Well, not just like you can make some party cocktails with a lot of steps, but it's not like it's not a margarita, for lack of better words. Make a margarita, everybody's enjoy it.
It's different, but I like it.
It's different. I'm margaritas I can chug. I'm having a hard time getting myself to like drink this quickly. Not because it tastes bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the flavors are very overpowering.
It's a little different every time you take a sip.
Every time I take a sip, it's like I taste a little differently. A little more cinnamon, or more of the bitters and the vanilla, or the more of the smokiness. It's like every time it tastes, it's like, okay, there's difference going on. Excuse me. It's a very enjoyable cocktail. Like I said, I'm going to try different bitters with it. I'm curious how it tastes shaken. I mean, yes, shaken, not stirred.
Mm-hmm.
Because martinis taste different shaken and stirred.
Mm-hmm.
Stirred, not stirred. Stirred.
We gotcha.
But yeah, where can we find this recipe?
You can find this on Sombra's website. You can filter because they have about, I think, 36 different cocktails on there. So if you're looking specifically for this cocktail, you can go ahead and filter to just the Sombra Joven, and then I filter it even more to just cinnamon, and it pulls it right up. It's one of the only 3 cocktails that they have that uses cinnamon. But yeah, would love for anyone to have any feedback. I can't talk today.
Oh yeah, we made a double, so that's 3 ounces of mezcal plus that shot. Whew, we're getting loaded tonight.
Anyways, before you interrupted me, if anyone has any advice for working with activated charcoal, this is not an area we are comfortable with. We did a lot of new things with this cocktail. We did the smoking stick for a garnish. We dehydrated the lime wheels ourselves, and we're using the charcoal, which I've never been comfortable doing. I always feel like there's got to be some other way to make a cocktail black. I wonder if omitting it would make the drink taste different, or if it's just bringing color to it.
We can find out. We got a whole bottle to find out.
So if anyone can give me any feedback back on the whole charcoal thing, that'd be great, because people are 50-50 on it. They're either like, oh yeah, it's great, it's fine, go ahead and use it. Other people are like, you don't have to use it, try not to. So I'd love to hear.
So let's do our teeth later.
Well, it's supposed to be good for whitening, so we'll see how it is.
We'll see. Okay, you ready for some spooks?
Yeah.
Ready for some spooks?
It's a would you rather first, though.
Would you rather first? I'm thinking. Okay, I'll do the would you rather first, and then do something else afterwards. But anyway.
What?
You'll see.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. Okay. In the spirit of the name of our bottle, Sombra, I have a very dark would you rather.
Oh, jeez. We went from very positive last time.
Was it positive last time? No, you got scared last time, too.
No, last time was scary. It was with Bacardi.
Bacardi was very positive.
Amusing.
It was a very fun one. So, imagine you're in a dark room and you see some very little light. That's your scenario. Okay? Would you rather see a large shadow move towards you, or would you rather see a small shadow grow bigger and bigger and then go towards you?
Oh, so it's going towards me no matter
Whoever is
what.
coming towards you.
I'd rather have like no time for my brain to try and process it. Just come at me.
Just come at you.
me.
This big thing coming at you.
Forget like, because your brain's gonna like be like, what is, it's growing bigger, wait, what? And then it comes at you? No. I feel like you're screwed either way. Oh my God.
Either way, someone's chasing you.
It doesn't mean it's chasing you, it's coming towards you.
Okay, coming towards you.
Right? Ugh.
Shadow takes all.
What is with you in this movie lately?
I don't know, I just been listening to songs a lot.
Yeah. And you?
Me? So, I'm going to go with the large shadow, mostly because I recently experienced a small shadow. And I'll tell you guys that story. Another adventure of my cat trying to terrify me while I put the kids to sleep.
He's got it out for you.
You know, right? So, I have the kids in bed, the cat's in a cat tree, and there is light from the street coming to a room, making, a shadow of the cat tree. And the corner of my eye, I can see it. And then I see this little ball, and there's like, it's a cat. But then it starts to like grow, and not like in a cat stands up, because he was like stretching himself, so it's like a weird shape. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, don't freak out. You have the kids in your arms. They just fell asleep. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Oh, wait, it's a cat. So that was very funny. So the small shadow growing, I kept thinking of our different stories we've done, like La Mara Ora and stuff, where you see like a pile of clothes and you think it's clothes, and then it changes. Recently when we were visiting my mom, I was looking down the hallway, and her stationary bike had a like a towel over it, and I knew that's what it was. But when I looked at it at night in the shadow, it looked like some lady leaning back in her hair, like black hair, like hanging down. I was like, don't stand up, kind of thing. So I'll definitely go with the large shadow moving at me. I'll be like, I see a large target, I know how big it is. Bring it. Bring it.
Speaking of your moms.
Yes.
I have to know. We can take this out later, maybe. I don't know. That mirror that's hanging, like, in the dining area.
It's been there since we moved in.
Since you moved in. Okay. Because, man, I get the willies when I pass that mirror, like, in the middle of the night.
That's the mirror that I wanted to fight after I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
Oh.
I looked at myself and I go, I can take him.
Oh. Okay. Well, I appreciate you lightening the mood, because I get some weird feelings from that mirror.
It's an old mirror. I think it came with the house.
I was like, is that like something like your mom got from like a garage sale?
I think it came, maybe.
Or...
But I think it came with the house.
It creeps me out. Not during the day. During the day is fine. But like at night,
yeah.
Get up to go get some water, you have to pass it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't look at it. I'm scared to look at it.
What you should be scared of is not looking at it, seeing things moving.
That's what I'm scared of seeing. That's why I don't want to look at it. If you can't see the movement, then you're okay.
Okay. You can't see it
it's
coming.
It's not really there.
Now you're ready for some spooks?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now I'm all goosebumped up. Thank you.
I got a few spooks for you. It's more than one story. Okay?
Oh my God.
So, we'll start with this one. We were driving my friend's really old beat up Subaru through a massive graveyard. We stopped and walked down a hill and came across a little pond. There was someone sitting on the rock on the other side of the pond. The figure was black, and we couldn't make out any feature other than the fact that it looked like a man who was wearing some old style top hat. We stupidly waved and shouted, "Hi." It didn't show any acknowledgement and continued sitting still on the rock. All of a sudden, it jumped to its feet, started running towards us on the water, and then vanished in thin air about halfway on the pond. My friends and I screamed and ran back to the car. The car wouldn't start, and we heard something banging in the back of the car. It wasn't a constant bang, but every few seconds or so we heard it. Nobody was outside from what we could see in the dark, but something was making a noise on the car. I opened my phone and started dialing my mom to come give us a boost, but it had no service. None of us had any cell service. The next 30 minutes was spent trying to get the car started. No banging was heard afterwards, but we felt this heavy pressure around us. Finally, the car started and we hit the pedal to the metal. We sped out of the graveyard so fast. Immediately crossing the gate, all of our phones regained cell services. One thing I know for certain is that someone or something was out there, and it was not an animal or a human.
Is that during the day?
During night.
Oh, okay, I missed that part.
Oh.
It's like, it's even creepier when it happens during the day.
I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm guessing it was during night.
Well, because they could see, I don't know. Okay, that's creepy.
Who goes to a graveyard at daytime?
The graveyard?
Like hang out and like be teenagers.
I mean, actually, lots of people, but
I mean, you're gonna see somebody, yes, but just to hang out.
I don't know. I've never actually gotten to go and hang out at a graveyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, you visit your papu?
Well, yeah, but it's just like a quick little thing. I don't get to just like stroll around the graveyard. I'd like to, but could you do me a big favor?
Yeah.
Can you hand me a stir stick from behind you?
Can I? I'll give you a black one so it
A
doesn't
little black bat.
stain. You might want to wipe it on. You ready for another story?
Yes.
Okay.
That wasn't too bad.
Doesn't too
little like a little stressful, but it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
The best is yet to come.
Indeed. The year was 2010, I believe. I got up to use the restroom in the middle of the night, and out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something in my sister's room. I turned to see what it was, and I saw a dark, human-like figure on its knees in the praying position right by my sister's head. I remember it being all black with some sort of tail. I was in a complete shock, and I couldn't scream or do anything. It didn't seem to be doing anything else but pray and stare at my sister. Utter fear ran through my body for what seemed to be an eternity, but at last, after a few moments of being paralyzed, I managed to go into the restroom quietly. I didn't have a phone at the time. I was only 10, so I couldn't spam text or call my parents. I remained petrified in the restroom for the rest of the night, and when I saw sunlight from under the door, there's when I finally gained the courage to come out. I looked once more in my sister's room, and it wasn't there anymore. 12 years later now, and I never saw a dark figure ever again.
It was like on her bed praying?
By her head. Just staring and praying.
I was about to really freak out when you're like, I saw a mirror in my sister's room with something in it. I was like, what?
No, I didn't find a mirror story. I should have found a mirror story.
No, but something...
Just kneeling there with a tail praying.
No, thank you.
It was whispering.
No. No. Stop right now. What was that in?
What was that in? Oh wait, was that the last one we saw with the mountain one with the weird skeleton thing?
Not the Empty Man.
Yeah, the Empty Man.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. It was the Empty Man.
Empty Man.
Oh my god, guys, that movie. That's going up there with Pontypool on my list of like, wow, you want a movie to mess with your head.
I want to watch it again because I slept through like half of it.
How did you sleep through it?
I was tired.
I was petrified. There were some...
You were petrified.
First I was afraid, and then petrified. No, it was intense. I kept waking you up.
Yes, you did.
I think I did. I was really scared, but it was like, we knew it was, what, a 2.5-hour movie?
Yeah.
Almost 3 hours?
We wanted to watch a scary movie that night, and we're like, you know what, let's put it on because it's interesting. I was like,
We've been putting it off. We had the time. We didn't have the kids. I think they were
asleep
with
already.
my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Or sleeping or something. And it was still like early enough where it's like, yeah, we could get through a 3-hour movie. Not be too tired. And you see it's going to be 3 hours. You're not thinking it's going to start off really intense, first of all. And then second, you're like, okay, once the intensity has ended, if that's how it's kicking off, you think it kind of ebbs out. It did not. It was a roller coaster the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still thinking about it. And that was like a month ago.
Yep.
Wow.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah. Only three?
Top three.
Three stories.
Third time's the charm.
Okay.
Says this I can terrify you the most. I got goosebumps thinking about it.
The story you're about to read?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just drinking or the story.
It's finally cold in here, too.
Finally.
Did you notice?
Yeah. Back when I was in middle school, my family planned a trip to Florida a week during the summer. The house we rented was in a great location and we loved it. Everything nearby was convenient to get to and no more than half an hour away. There was no problem at all for the first couple nights. I have 2 siblings that were on a trip as well. As the week went on, my sister mentioned that she felt off around certain doorways on the house and around the closet. She said it seemed like she was being watched when nobody was around. She also said the lights in her room would be on whenever, but including her, were downstairs and she shut it off before. We just assumed she was being forgetful, making up the stories of her feeling like she was being watched. We all thought this until the next night. It was late enough for the entire house to be quiet. My entire family was asleep and the house was dark. It was so dark you couldn't see more than a few feet in front of you. The closest bathroom was down the hall on the same wall as my bedroom door. Directly across from that was a doorway to a long, steep staircase. There were well over 20 stairs going down to the first floor, so it took some time to go up or down. We were on the second floor and the stairs led to the living room and the front door. I made my way out of my room quietly to not wake anyone else up. I slowly walked down the hallway to the bathroom and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I let the toilet stop running before I left the bathroom to make sure it was quiet as possible when I went back into the hallway. I was well awake at this point and shut the bathroom light off and opened the door. The house was completely silent. I stood just in front of...
Oh, you were supposed to stop.
I
thought I heard footsteps.
I stood just in front of the bathroom doorway looking at the dark staircase. I could hear shuffling sound and creaking from the very bottom. I stood there, not making a sound, slowly moving closer to the top of the stairs. I was now standing at the very top of the stairs, looking down into the darkness. The only light I had was from the nightlight on the wall a few feet back. I could maybe see 2 or 3 stairs down. I stood there for another few seconds and all of a sudden I heard stomping coming from the bottom of the staircase. It sounded like somebody was running up the stairs right towards me. This seemed extremely off to me because everybody in the house was asleep. This person sounded like they had some sort of boots on and was moving very fast for it being in the middle of the night. As the footsteps got closer, I started to quickly walk back to my room. My door was still open from when I woke up earlier, and as soon as I got to the doorway of my room, I heard the steps stop right where I was standing seconds before. Whoever was there was now standing just down the hall from me. I looked down the dark hallway towards the stairs in the bathroom, but I couldn't see past a few feet. I closed my door as quietly as I could and got back in bed. It took a little while for me to get back to sleep, but as soon as I knew it, it was morning. I left my room to go eat breakfast and everyone was awake and downstairs already. I walked down the stairs and went to the kitchen, asking everyone in the house if they were awake around the time I went to the bathroom. Everybody said they were asleep and didn't know what I was talking about. They all pushed off what I had heard that night before and just said that I was half asleep. I know for a fact that I heard someone on the stairs that night, and the only person who really believed me was my sister. And now I understand what she was saying about that feeling of being watched, or I had that same feeling periodically for the rest of the trip. This story is 100% true, and never figured out who was in the house that night. For all we know, we could have been someone in the house the whole trip.
No. I don't like that at all. Because I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world who does this. I know I'm not because I've seen, memes about it. Where you turn off the lights as you're at the bottom of the stairs because there's only one switch or whatever, and you rush up the stairs just in case something's coming to get you. It totally made me think of that feeling you have. Even though there's no one else there, there's not going to be anything chasing you. At least you hope there isn't. But you never know what there is, so at least you have a head start while you're going up the stairs. That's what it made me feel like, and it's that feeling I'm really not okay right now.
It was very funny when you say you heard footsteps, and I was like, I'm about to get the footsteps.
Are you? Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Wait, because I thought I heard footsteps. I don't know if I hear my own heartbeat. The headphones are just so tight, and sometimes I can hear it or I feel it, and I don't know how it works. But I swear I hear footsteps sometimes.
When I was,
but everyone's sleeping right now.
I know. So footsteps running up the stairs would be very odd. When I after I was rereading the story before we started tonight, before you got home, I kept going up and down the stairs, and a few times it was dark, and I was like, oh, luckily we have nightlight in the top of the stairs and the bottom of the stairs. So I can see everything. And I was like, sees you ghosts.
But do you?
Do you?
Because even just turning off the light,
remember,
and looking across the room, you get an eerie feeling, right?
Those short little movies we're watching, they're like 2-minute horror stories or whatever. The guy in the office, like in the copy office, and
yeah.
Like I think he was cheating on his wife or something.
I mean, that wasn't part of that series, but it was a little short, yeah.
But and then there was a shadow coming out of the office, just running to you. I don't know, something about shadows running towards you is like,
it's very unsettling.
Yeah, because like there's something,
because your brain can't process it. It's like because it's a shadow, so it's not really corporal, or you're not sure until it's closer if it's actually something physical or not. Yeah. And by that point,
it's too late.
It's too late.
This makes Peter Pan a lot creepier.
It makes? I mean,
creepy in the terrifying way, not like the whole,
I think there's a lot of kind of
children kind of way.
Unsettling things.
In Peter Pan?
Like creepy in a spooky sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Not in like a, this is questionable.
I've never read the real story of Peter Pan, so I'm like, I only know Disney's version. And Hulk's version. But yeah, the whole, like, shadows are interesting in a sense because when you're at night in a dark room,
your brain just automatically is playing tricks on you because your brain's just trying to process what something is, even if it's not anything there.
Yeah.
So you really can't rely on your brain for what you're seeing in the shadow. Like, I always think of a great example is arachnophobia, right? Where he thinks he sees a spider on the wall, and he goes to hit it, and it's just it's 4 hooks, but they're casting a shadow in such a way that it looks like it's the 8 legs of a spider. So it's like your brain is just trying to find whatever thing closest to correlate, and it could be totally off.
Yeah, I mean, a pile of clothes can look like the
like a woman with long hair.
I was thinking the top hat man, or the hat, the shadow man, hat man, hat.
I have an interesting story to share with you that happened at work today.
I am mixing Disneyland's Haunted Mansion with
the Hatbox Ghost.
The Hatbox. That's what I'm trying to put in my mouth. Hatbox Ghost, but the top.
It's the Haunted Mansion. It's the top hat Shadow Man is the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, from sleep paralysis.
Yes.
Yeah. Story from work? Spooky?
Depends who you talk to.
Okay.
I was going to share it later, but...
Oh, okay. We can share it later.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. This is private conversation kind of thing. But yeah, no. I found all the stories through Reddit. Either they made them up or experiences. We don't know. You know? We're not 100%. We're not saying they're true, but we just find them spooky and interesting in their nature. Kind of thing. So, those are very interesting to find. Kind of thing.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Those were all good, honey.
Those were all good. You ready for our next? I do the shuffling. What was that? Laughter.
Me? It's just me laughing. Like you trying to figure out how to read your notes.
Well, because they're not color coded.
No, because it's...
Okay.
It should be habit by now.
It should be habit. You should be habit. Okay, so you ready to move on? Anything else you want to say about shadows and shadow people
No,
and
I don't
shadows
like
of
them.
Bowser?
I don't like talking about them.
Okay,
I watched a podcast.
you watch a podcast, guys.
I didn't. I listened to a podcast. And they were talking about. They had a guest on. This lady was a empath, psychic, and or not empath. She's a medium, psychic stuff, and she's talking about how shadow people aren't good.
Nope. There's a reason why they're in the shadows.
Yeah. No.
Okie dokie.
We don't need to talk more about shadow people. It'll go into a tangent like
Hey,
last time with Sexton, where we were
dreams.
just talking about nightmares.
And dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, we are going to pull a card from Clash of the Cryptids. Clash of the Cryptids
Yay.
is cards from Afterlight Comics, an independent horror comic publisher from the United Kingdom. Okay, they created this card game. They're a little far away. I apologize. With a lot of different cryptids. They each have little stats. We've never played the card game.
Nope.
But we're pulling them to find a story of a lovely cryptid.
Yeah, so we can craft a cocktail based off that cryptid and share a little bit, either our own personal experiences or just some more dive deeper into what that cryptid is.
And if there's something that you know, something you experience from your local area, you can share your experience and maybe we'll talk about them in our episode.
And then on that note, they also just recently came out with another game called Clash of the Yokai, which are Japanese demons.
Yes.
And I really want to get my hands on that because I love Japanese folklore. It's really, really fascinating.
It's interesting.
I mean, most folklore is actually really fascinating to me. So I hope they keep up the trend and dive deeper into other cultures. Like you could very easily, I think, make another deck of like Clash of the Celtic Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Or because there's tons of fairy folk out there. If
Yep.
you don't know what Shay are, that's the Gaelic term for, most people say fae, but it's actually supposed to be like bad luck to say fae. So
interesting.
yeah, so the Irish, at least, I don't know if the Scottish do too, but the Irish call them the Shay. Mm-hmm.
I learn something new every day.
I hope they've got the yokai, which looks really cool, and then we delve into
Cut it.
another culture. That'd be really cool.
Okay.
With all their creepy creatures.
You ready? Last time we saw this was terrifying.
Yeah.
Let's see what today is.
The anticipation.
I know, right? I'm trying to pull out only one card.
What is it?
It is the Pugwudgie.
Let me see. Pugwudgie.
Furry little ball thing.
It looks like a hobgoblin.
Makes me think of
2 Native American cryptids in a row.
Look at that. Is that American too?
Mm-hmm.
Is that also from Alaska?
Pugwudgie. Doesn't say.
Makes me think of that movie with that weird little troll looking people.
I don't like it. Harry Potter?
No, older movie. They're making a remake recently.
Oh. I don't
Willow.
know. Oh.
Also makes me think of that other movie with the weird bird people.
Are you talking about Willow?
Yes.
Or not Willow, but...
And the Dark Crystal.
Oh.
Also makes me think of that.
I make that sound like when I'm just thinking and I'm going, and then I'm like, oh no, I sound like the guys from Dark Crystal. What were they called?
There's a lot of weird
like
movie creatures that look like that. Because I'm thinking Labyrinth has a little.
This doesn't quite look like that, but he does kind of have a beaky face.
Well, not necessarily those things, but like I feel like it can be part of that world.
Uh-huh.
Kind of thing. And then the Labyrinth has little like rat things.
Okay.
And it looks like kind of like that, just not as chubby.
I love you referencing all these like Jim Henson films.
They all have puppet. It looks like a puppet.
Yeah.
It looks like animals like cousin.
Yeah, but where did they come up with this before people like Jim Henson existed?
Maybe Jim Henson got his ideas from those. Or maybe Jim Henson a cryptid. And he created all these creatures. And then created puppets out of them.
Wouldn't that be more like he was a god?
Wait, I'm thinking about... Wait, Jim Henson did Muppets?
Yeah.
Okay, for America. The American ego. Anyway.
Okay, Sam.
Anyway. It's interesting. It's not as terrifying as the last time.
No, he's not as... I mean, he's like...
He's ugly.
He's not pretty.
Oh.
No. Oh.
We'll read that later.
I don't know how... I think I say this every time. How are we going to make a cocktail out of this?
Easy.
All right.
Okay. You ready for our last call?
Last call. It's time
It's
already.
time to say
That
goodbye.
actually went pretty quick, I think.
I think so. I mean, it went pretty nice, smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting cocktail. As
Very
you can see, we
interesting.
haven't finished it.
We're still trying to wrap our minds around
Yeah.
it. It's very different.
We don't dislike it.
No. I just haven't decided how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I almost kind of want to make it without the charcoal and see if that's actually affecting it.
I'll make with different bitters. We want to modify. Sombra, I'm sorry, but we're going to modify your cocktails.
Well, now, to be fair, this one wasn't one. It was one served in a mezcal bar, but they had it on their website. So it's not one that they said they created. They had credit to another place for creating it.
Okay, well, whoever it is, I'm sorry, but we're changing our cocktail.
Don't know what I'm doing over here. All right, so it's last call.
Thanks for sipping along with us. We want to keep those spirits flowing, so please be sure to show your support by reviewing and subscribing to our podcast. If you enjoy the show, be sure to share with others.
Yeah.
Come say hi. Come look at our show. Tell people about us. Tell people about cryptid little things. If you know about cryptids in your location that you think we should talk about, let us know. I've been asking my coworkers.
Tell us. Oh, go ahead.
I've been asking my coworkers just because I have non-Latin coworkers, so I get to ask them about.
You have a diverse set of coworkers.
I won't say it's not diverse, but yes, ask them about their cryptids, and I have some fun stories for other times.
Regionally diverse.
Regionally diverse. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So if you want to do the same and chat us up, come and do that. You can find us on our website, sipsandspirits.com. All podcast hosts, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. We love the conversation. We have been lucky to connect with quite a few of you just recently through Instagram. We're very excited about that. And we love having the conversation. So don't be shy. Speak up, come say hi, or reach out. Because really, the conversation with you, our listener, is probably the most exciting and rewarding thing out there.
Also, if you're happy to find us outside in public, feel free to come up to us, say hi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we won't say no.
Yeah, I mean, we're not very shy about hiding our faces on Instagram.
You know who we are, kind of thing. Come say hi, say what's up, and we're like, hey, I listened to your podcast. I'll be like, oh my god, we really do.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Rarely are we without the other, so we're pretty distinguishable couple to pick out of a crowd.
Yep. Come say hi.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope to catch you around the bar next time.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.